We have a big victory right here in Philadelphia. Victory for the Italian Americans, for everyone, and a big defeat for woke, big defeat for the overreach of an executive jackass, former Mayor Jim Kenney, and the guy who's been fighting this fight relentlessly, tirelessly for years. The fighter, a guy who was a boxer. I'm talking about Philly's own George Bochetto. And he joins us now here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Paisan, congratulations. This is a big deal.
Thank you so much, Rich. You brought a smile on my face when you were describing our former mayor.
One of the worst. Really, truly one of the worst.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Wilson Good is a happy man now that he's been supplanted as the worst mayor in Philadelphia's history. But anyway, getting to the point, this is really a historic day, historic ruling. And Rich, this is the first ruling in the country to this effect. And there have been many, many cities, many townships, many municipalities that have tried to replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day. And I don't know of any other challenge across the country that's been successful except this one. The ruling came out this morning, 7-0 unanimous decision by the Commonwealth Appellate Court. And, they really gave Jim Kenney a spanking. And the trial judge who threw the case out to begin with, from which we had to take the appeal.
Excellent. So just so everybody understands, when Jim Kenney signed an executive order changing Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day in 2021, when America was going through this woke nonsense phase, and the same time he put Columbus, the statue, in a box, which you fought,
right,
and you won that battle too, and we'll get to that in just a second, George, but signed this executive order changing the holiday, and as I understand it, the court said in a unanimous opinion, you don't have the authority to do that, Mayor. That's lawmaking, and that is reserved for City Council.
You hit the nail on the head, Rich. That's exactly what they said. And in addition, when they remanded it to the trial court, they didn't say, and the trial court shall act accordingly. They said the trial court shall enter judgment as we have prescribed it here. So,
Right.
They left no doubt as to what they wanted.
Well, congratulations, George. You've worked very hard on this, and you've teamed up with some really great Italian organizations, Italian-American groups. I know there's a lot of people who worked hard on this, but you never gave up, and you fought the good fight, and you had to fight him on the statue, too. And because he literally put Columbus in a freaking box. Yeah,
it was just terrible. And what was so bothersome about it is he made no effort whatsoever, Rich, to reach out to the Italian American community and say, look, I'm considering doing this. Is there a way we can do this mutually and agreeably and find a solution? Or do you have any input? He just did it. Mm-hmm. And he did it as if he was a tyrant. And we've held him accountable. I don't know where that wino is these days, but Jim Kenney hasn't been around Philly for a long time, and I heard he was in Florida sipping cheap wine.
Well, I'm sure. He fled the city during COVID. Remember the time he was caught having lunch in Maryland when we weren't allowed?
Accountability is a wonderful thing, and sometimes, Rich, and you know this as well as anybody, sometimes it takes a long time to get there. But if you stick with it and you believe in what you're doing, accountability comes. And today was accountability for Jim Kenney, and he got smacked upside the head.
So the Columbus statue stands. Columbus Day stands. What's next, George Bochetto? What's the next battle then in all this?
Oh, I got a bunch of battles against Krasner going on, and that's going to have to be the subject of a whole nother show because, I represent Captain Bologna, who was persecuted by this crazy-ass district attorney that we have, and the case was thrown out on its ear. We have filed a civil rights suit on Bologna's behalf against Krasner and some of the other people in his office that committed that atrocity. They tried to get it thrown out, and recently Judge Slomski of the federal court entered yet another landmark decision saying, not this time, Mr. Krasner, we're not giving you immunity. You're going to have to account for your actions. So that litigation is ongoing, and I'm very excited about that.
Good.
We also have another case.
And let me just say on that, real quick, Joe Bologna is a good man. Please send him my best, George, because what they did to him was an atrocity, as you said. It was outrageous. And, this is Krasner. I mean, going after cops and not criminals. And that man dedicated his entire life of service to the city of Philadelphia, risked his life every day to protect this city. And what they did to him when he was just doing his job, with those friggin' rioters on the Parkway, and he was just doing his job. And instead of going after them, they go after him.
They go after Bologna.
Outrageous.
Yeah. It got so bad. He was getting death threats and everything. He had to move his whole family out of the city of Philadelphia. That's how bad it got. That's the kind of anguish the man was put through by Krasner's craziness.
Awful. And you were going to say next, you had something else, George? George Bocchetto's with us. It's great to have him.
I'm working on a case right now. The Bar Association, we have a retention election coming up. Mm-hmm. And the Bar Association, who unfortunately has got more than its share of woke members, is giving a very respectable and brilliant judge a hard time on being, quote, not recommended, end quote, for retention election. And that case is going to come to a head soon, and I think that's going to be a biggie as well. There's so much woke stuff going on in this city still, and we're just battling it away.
Well, it's a good thing they got a tireless Italian boxer helping them out.
Well, Rich, one of these days you're going to invite me back to co-host a show with you. I had the most fun in a long time ever doing that with you. It was wonderful, and it's always great to see you.
It was a great time. You tell me when. You come in studio, we'll hang out. I'd love to have you, George. It'd be great. So let's
make Columbus Day. Columbus Day.
Done. Consider it done. Absolutely. We'll have some pasta in studio together. Maybe I'll open up a bottle of my homemade vino. And,
oh, my goodness. I'll bring the limoncello.
Done and done, George Bochetto.
Thanks,
congratulations,
Rich.
my friend.
Thank you so much.
I will talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much, Rich.
You got it.